Can I get my prize yet? Please? Please? No? Okay. Welcome back, everybody, to Monster Hunter Rise. Last time around, we took on, a fair amount of interesting monsters as we've gone through our last little bit here. And as we approach finishing our key quests off for this stretch of the game, I wanted to try to change things up a little bit. We're going to try using the bow today, the very first of the gunner weapons that I'll be showing off here. I'm using this is the Bisha 10 bow. So I think it looks pretty cool. I just kind of picked it because it looked neat more than anything else. So first of all, let me see if I actually can, if they'll actually show this. Um, I don't know if they actually show us or not, but the big thing with like gunner weapons in general, at least in the old games, they would let me see. Can I like? I don't know if there's a way to actually show this, but basically, or is it under status maybe? Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, I take less elemental damage with this, but um, I guess they don't really say this. Well, at least in the old games, when you'd have a gunner weapon equipped, you had to make separate armor, and you would like it. Basically, you took more damage because you can stay safely away from the enemy. But pretty sure in the more modern games, you just get a debuff and you just take a little more damage. But I'm not entirely sure if that's actually still true or if it was ever true, and I just made that up in my head. So let's just pretend I didn't say anything. Anyway, a couple things to note about the gunner weapons, though. Controls are a little different. Like, you still pull out, still use, X to pull it out. And usually I would just start running to put it away. I just hit R. But that's actually not the case with this. So you either would have to wait for it to go back on its own if you have that setting, or hit the item button to sheath your weapon. So that's one thing to get used to, and I'll probably have to get used to that a bit as we play. But the main thing with the bow, it's pretty straightforward. You hold L2 to start aiming, and you can tell when you can actually aim at something because of the reticle changing. And you can just hold down the right trigger to charge up, and then fire off an arrow. And you use up a fair bit of stamina as you charge and let the arrow go. But for the most part, pretty straightforward. And unlike, say, the gunner weapons, we don't have to worry about ammo at all. We can just fire as many of these off as we can. We can do these volleys if we press the other attack, and it just works out really well. Stamina, obviously, with your stamina, as long as you have stamina anyway. We can do these side steps to charge. That's like our default switch skill. So that can be really useful if you want to get off like the strong moves. There's a few other things we can do. So if I do this and we can do a power shot in the power valley like that. You can do a melee attack just with A by itself, which is just kind of funny. It's actually decently strong, all things told. And the thing to keep in mind is that the gunner weapons by default cannot cut off like tails. They have no like severing power, except in specific like circumstances. And for the arrow, like this melee attack's one of the few ways you can cut stuff off, and it's really not recommended. There's a few other options too. Like for example, if I hit both attack buttons together, we can charge up the Dragon Piercer. Excuse me. And that actually does severing damage. That like it penetrates the enemy. It does multiple hits depending on where you hit with it. It can hit a lot, do a lot of damage. I feel like this training dummy isn't the best. Oh, that's bad. So yeah, and we're completely stuck into that animation once we start it too. So you gotta be really careful and choose the right time to get the most out of it. I'm trying to think. I think it's. Do I just do back in this, or how do I do this? Oh, there we go. ZR and A, we do arc shot, and this varies by the weapon that you're using, but it's a buff for yourself and your allies. So let me yeah, we can kind of aim where we want that to go. Let's see if we can get that buff for ourselves quick. So we got like an attack buff, I think. Like that should be under my equipment, I think. So yeah, affinity. Yeah, so our arc shot is an affinity bonus, but some of these are like I don't know if some of these are heals. Some of these might be like a defensive buff or something too. So that's a nice thing to do when you're fighting with other people. And then you've got your silk bind moves. So if we do the X1, we do focus shot, which is basically just a dodge. You can dodge out of stuff with it, and it's just a great way to get some distance. I believe. Let me charge up and just spend a bunch of stamina quick, because I think this also like regens your stamina a lot. So we'll do this, and then yeah, it regenerates super fast. So that can be like really helpful when you're spending a lot of stuff on this. And then if we do the A1, we do Herculean Draw, which basically powers you up for a short time. And then we can, I think it also, I think you like dash in a direction too, but it takes a bit to come back, so let's try that again. So you kind of like dash forward a little bit and you just kind of power up. So that's kind of one way to get a lot of damage off. But the other thing is you're probably seeing on the screen here, we don't have ammo types to worry about. We have coatings we can put on our arrows. So you can hold down the item button, hold down L, and you scroll with X and B, which is a little awkward to get used to. And these coatings will change depending on which bow you have equipped. For the bow I'm using, we've got close range coating, which I think all of them have. That's basically reducing your range, but you do more damage overall. Get power coating is just raw attack increase. We have poison, we have paralysis. That's basically all we have, I think, for this one. I'm trying to think if I can I see that as well. Yeah, we just have those four, but there's also sleep, blast, and exhaust coatings for extra like status effects and stuff. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And to activate the coating, you just hit X while your weapon's out, and you'll just apply it. And then every arrow you shoot, including like these volleys, will apply this. I think also. So let's put the close range coating on. I think Excuse me, I think this also affects your arrow melee attack. So this actually does a little more damage than it would normally. Let's just double check that. Yeah, so it was doing like 30 something before. So that's an interesting kind of thing to keep in mind. And yeah, no sharpening to worry about because you have to worry about your stamina and your ammo and stuff instead. So that's a pretty interesting aspect. The only other thing I think I want to show off before we move on here is another switch skill, which I'm going to try out here, is Dodge Bolt. So this is a like evasion that you can also use in attack. So let's try Dodge Bolt quick here. So we pull out our weapon and we can do this. As long as we're holding down left trigger, we can just do Dodge Bolt over and over, and that's gonna slash. Or you can do it, like this, and just kind of chain things together that way. I think this is affected by the coatings as well. Yeah, this is affected by the coating, so that's an interesting thing. And I guess this is just a good way to slash or do a lot of slash damage if you so desire. So that's kind of an interesting thing. And I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to show off for this. I think it's a straightforward weapon. I think in general, not a ton of crazy like combos or whatever, but you are going to have to fight things from a very different perspective. And I'm taking a bit of a risk on this fight, I think, because I'm not a good gunner player at all, but I want to try it out, and I want to try something a little weird with our next target here. So let's go see the quest board. Okay, so you know what? I want to fight Rathian, the Queen's Procession. Rathian is quite the old school monster. She was around in the very first game. Very infamous. If you've played a Monster Hunter, you've fought a Rathian at least once. I know this monster pretty well, and I think I can do okay with this bow, especially because it's a village quest. But if I do bad, I'm just making all the excuses right now. So I'm gonna suit up and be ready for this, and I'll see you on the other side.
Arid plains at night, flames billowing high. This is where she makes her realm. Best to not go nigh. Fire scorching the earth, lighting up the sky. When her highness sets her eyes on you, it's time to say goodbye.
Queen of the land, Rathian. So yeah, Rathian has been around since the beginning, and she's a tough customer for sure. She is not. We're gonna go down this back way, by the way. I set up a wire bug, and there's another one. We'll get at the halfway point here. But yeah, she's been around since the very first game. Um, you fight her a lot if you play this game even a little bit. You will encounter tons of Rathians. So you will learn to respect and or fear her as you go. I should probably be getting some buffs, but we're basically right there. She's right there. Yeah, let's get a couple of these buffs quick. But in addition to being this big fire dragon, though, she's also poisonous. So she has a particularly infamous move that can poison you pretty badly if you let it happen. So we're gonna do our best to not let that happen if we can, and we'll just kind of take her on from there. Not sure how many more powers we want to really get here. We'll get a couple here, but we won't go too crazy. But yeah, but I'm gonna try something really stupid. So by the way, I crafted some herbal medicine, which you get by making some antidotes with blue mushrooms. This is like a faster version of an antidote. It even heals you a little bit, which is nice. So we're gonna try that, and we're gonna see how this works. That was a mistake. You're gonna see me and get angry. Okay, that was like nothing. Yeah, now she's angry. So what I'm gonna try doing, we want to get that tail. So I'm gonna do my best to get her paralyzed first here. And if we can then get that tail. And we can. So we're gonna slap this on here, and I'm just gonna keep doing this move over and over. And see if we can't get this tail as fast as possible here. And there's her iconic tail flip. That will poison you on contact if you hit the poison barbs on her tail. It's not great. Okay. She's probably gonna be. Are you gonna leave? No, you're just gonna be flying. So she like all monsters get more resistant to a status the more you apply it on them in a given fight. That was a mistake. Oh, I actually got out of there. Okay. So we're not going to try the paralysis one again right away here. But what we're going to want to do is just slash at that tail as much as we can. But she's going to fly away. This is the only way for us to really get the tail reliably. So we'll do what we can here. Well, she really didn't go very far away, but we're still having to go around like this. That's kind of weird. Yeah, I would not recommend doing this if you want the tail. But I want to get this done. And I want to see if I can get this done on camera. That'd be kind of cool. I'm challenging myself a bit because this is a monster that I've just fought a lot, you know? Let's get her attention. She does it again, which the hunter has a very, particular little vocal cue now for moves like that. And we're just going to kind of focus on that tail as much as we can. Because this does okay damage. And I got the close range coating on. But now she's enraged. She's got fire coming out of her mouth. So she's going to hurt a lot more. And there's the tail flip again. Poor Chloe got hit by that. Gonna do it again. So yeah, she loves doing this move. Over and over and over and over again. It's not exactly the, yeah, see, like, she loves doing it. And she'll fly through the air like that, so that's a whole thing. As one of, like, the first monsters, she has a pretty basic move set, but it's honestly, that was bad. It's honestly still pretty reliable. But yeah, she loves doing this move. She won't stop doing it. So if we can get... And hey, we actually got the tail with that, so that's cool. Okay. Well, I'm happy about that. But now she's going to do fireballs. Ooh, that barely did anything, though. All this fire resistance is nice. I feel like Aknasam's armor is probably one of the best for this in general. Alright, I'm going to try using the poison coating here. I don't know. I'm assuming she's resistant to poison, but it's better than nothing. Ow. Oh, okay, she just did a whole body tackle. She sure loves doing that, even when she doesn't have a tail anymore. So you can still get poisoned by that attack. It's just not nearly as strong. Doesn't have nearly as much range, so that's kind of nice. I must have accidentally hit this with an arrow. May as well take the heal while we can. No, not today. Sorry. Yeah, she loves doing this move. She won't stop. It's kind of funny, honestly. Ooh. I somehow still managed to avoid most of that. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna get poisoned by this. But, it was worth a shot. Alright, now she goes. Well, that's cool. Well, we got the tail. So, it's a dumb way to get the tail. But I guess it worked, and we got a scale for our trouble. I complained about it once. We don't need to go over it again, but it's like, really? This is what we're really doing here, game? So far we're doing okay. Like, compared to, like, say, Puke Puke, maybe, where it's a little more, poison's kind of that thing's whole deal. Rathian isn't too bad about it. But it is still a problem. That tail flip is just pretty infamous. It's funny though, because there's this discussion going on right now. Wilds has been out for a week or two at this point, and there's a lot of discussion about its difficulty. Did I use the power coding already, or did I not have power coding? I don't remember. Anyway, but yeah, there's this talk of like, I must have used it already, or I didn't have any. I must have forgotten to buy some. Well, that's my own fault. Well, we get to have the close range coating infinitely anyway, so it works out. Or I put it on when I was doing that move over and over. I don't remember. But people talk about like the difference in difficulty of the older games versus now, and it's like, well, ooh, broke her face. Like the games are easier. Like all the stuff we can do with wire bugs and Rise is a really, really good change. Oh, are you leaving already? Yep. The map is telling me exactly where she's gonna go next. Like there's a lot of things in here that make the game just a lot more approachable. And like I'll acknowledge that, but I think the biggest thing is just these games used to not, I think, control that great. Like, what small monster did we kill? Did my cat do that? Well, no, that's strange. But yeah, these games used to play on PSPs and 3DSs where you couldn't really. Oh hey, I'm gonna just steal you for a minute. I'm just gonna go find Rathian. Let's go, Kulu. But yeah, these games used to control, I think, a little stiffly. Can I go up? Oh, you can't jump. Okay, we'll go the long way, I guess. But you use control so much more stiffly. You had a lot more like a lot of issues with just trying to do even like simple things. It felt like, and it's just so much easier now. Go all the way up. Come on. That's the one thing. These guys are very slow. What is going on? Camera. I'd really appreciate it if you could cooperate. Okay. And we gotta wait for your attacks to come back. Oh, Puke's here too. Alright, let's just do this now, and maybe she'll attack Puke, and then I can ride him. That'd be kind of funny. Alright, let's get the Dragon Piercer ready. And actually pierce a dragon. That didn't do very much, though. You gotta hit a nice soft spot, which, granted, I'm intentionally kind of not doing that. I'm trying to break those wings if I can, which I don't think I'll be able to do. Here, we got a shell. Ow. That kind of hurt. Just a little bit, though. Oh, I guess Puke just ran right through. He doesn't care. Fair enough. Let's eat a ration. We're starting to lose stamina. Stamina's pretty important for gunners. Again, like, this move is like... Okay, Rathian's just gonna like, just jump forward. Okay. And then try and bite me. Like, she just runs forward, and that's like an entire attack. And it's like... This is so much easier to dodge in a game like this where you have big arenas and not tiny 3DS maps. You know? And we're out of range. What were you aiming at? That was like way above where you should have gone. And yeah, all she's doing is just going back and forth. Like, that's not much of an attack anymore. Like, back in the day, you know, that was respectable. Not so much today. Yeah, we're doing a lot more damage when we attack the face. I think the big thing with with like gunner weapons, you're probably better off in a group since you can coordinate. Like, you can just target the face and everyone else can get the other parts that, you know, might do a little more damage with their weapon. Ooh, we actually dodged that. That's cool. But I don't know. I think a lot of people, like, if you get really good with the gun weapons, they start just melting through monsters. I've just never really been very good at that. I hate to say. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna... Oh, well. It's over. Not really, actually. We still have a lot more to do. I still have to break other parts of you. Okay, are you gonna... What are you doing? More fireballs. I think the big thing with gunner stuff, too, though, is you don't have to, like, charge everything. I just like doing that. Oh. I don't think I was in any danger, actually. I think that wasn't going to hit me because I already severed the tail. Okay. Let's get a little more distance here. Okay, are you running away? Yeah, you're running away. Alright, fair enough. We don't have to worry about sharpening or anything. I guess we'll chug a first aid med at this point. May as well. Okay, Rathian. It's over. You can't run anymore. This is stupid. Okay, I still hit. Okay, well, now you are weakened and ready for capture. Which, we could capture, but... Oh, there we go. I think I got her back. I think the big thing, too, though, I need to probably take off the close range. Because I need to be close for that anyway. I'm probably doing way more damage like this. Well, that's the other thing I probably should show off. I don't want the camera to do that. So, let's see if we can get her to fly again quick. Perfect. So, with flash bombs, if you throw a flash bomb at a Rathian, or any flying monster, really, they will just fall out of the sky. So that ends up being a really cool way to kind of ground them a little bit. That was bad. You can ground them and just kind of go nuts. I didn't mean to do that again, but we'll take it, I guess. Ooh, right up the butt. I think we got a wing with that, or maybe a like a the feet. I don't know if that's actually a thing. That was bad. Okay, that was a dodge, I think, that time. We got all our stamina back, which is cool. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Oh, I actually did get hit that time. Go into the air. There we go. You don't even know where you are. Just stay right there. It'll all be over soon. I could try and break the wings, even though we're not going to do much good damage. Oh, she can't even shoot fire correctly. She's a shell of her former self. And then she's so slow. Oh, there we go. Well, that was a little sad. I almost feel bad for this poor thing. You used to be a menace for me, but not anymore. I took you down with a weapon I'm not good at, and I did it the stupidest way possible, too. Okay. We got a spike, that's good. And more scales. I'll take what we can get at this point. And a wavering tear, that's nothing. Oh well. But yeah, Rathian's like a classic. Definitely showcases how monsters have evolved. We've gotten way more advanced fire and poison monsters at this point, I think, in both terms of design and just general gameplay. But, you know, there's still a reason that she's around. She's a good monster to start, you know, figuring out what you're doing. Right before the faceplant. Not bad. Oh, we got something rare. We got a plate. That's a very rare item. I'll take that. We got a plate, a wing talon, and a spike. Yeah, sadly, despite breaking the tail, I did not get a tail at all, so that's a little disappointing. And it took a little longer than normal, and we can attribute most of that just being a terrible gunner. But that wasn't so bad. Okay, we're back. So, I don't think we have any submissions to turn in. No, not quite. Oh, I gotta do transport items. I must have accidentally clicked on that one. Oh well. Is what it is. But we can actually get some cool stuff, I think, from Rathian this time, because Rathian's, you know, been around a while, so they have a bunch of armor and stuff to pull from, for sure. So, Rathian set looks very much like a traditional kind of like old school knight, which is very different. Like here's the big thing. I like to play the female hunter sometimes just to kind of, you know, try something different. And they gender the armors in pretty much all of the games, except for Wilds. I think they're finally doing away with that. And I hate a lot of the female armors. Like, I think Rathian's female armor is like, it's like a big pleated, like, scale skirt. I think it looks terrible. Like, I want to look cool. I don't want to look like I'm in a weird, like, ballroom gown. But it is what it is. So, anyway, but looking at her skills that she'll give us, we get resistance to blights, which is nice. Health recovers faster. Free range, so that's kind of a nice support skill. And then free meal. Very support based, which you wouldn't expect. And then you can look at weapons too, I think. I feel like she has to have like a long sword buried in here somewhere. And she does. It's a poison longsword even. The Wyvern Blade Verde. So that's cool. We got no webbing. Probably from the wings. So that's a thing to think about breaking in the long term, I guess. Do we get one here? I don't think so. Yeah, this doesn't strike me. Maybe a sword and shield, possibly. Um, no. I do wish that the game would just kind of tell you what monster goes with what thing, but it is what it is, I guess. Hmm. Either I'm blind or I'm just not seeing it. What about Gunlance? Oh wait, was it right here? Yeah, right here. Poison Gunlance, the Princess Panoply. That's cool. That looks neat. And then let's see. What about Switch Axe? I'm just kind of curious. Doesn't look like it. But you can kind of, I guess, use your imagination. It's most likely going to be a poison based thing. Maybe a fire thing here. What about Charge Blade? Okay, we can get a Charge Blade, a fire Charge Blade. That looks kind of cool. So that's a twofer as far as like stuff we can make. Oh yeah, real quick before I forget, because I've been doing the Meowcenary things, and you're getting all these random items for those. There's a couple new armors that we have access to. I think I showed the Ingot off before. I think this is because we have access to all the ores now. This is just a really nice armor set. You get windproof, thunder attack, power prolonger, which I think is like your power up. Yeah, you can stay in your buff states more. This is a kind of a neat armor to start with, and then Melahoa is like a variety of things. Like the Dos Biscus, I think you have to get from the Meowcenaries little things, and this has a lot of like, yeah, like botanist, like plant-based stuff. That's kind of cool. And then Death Stench, you look like a Grim Reaper. You look pretty cool, and you need to get Sinister Cloth from some of the Meowcenary things. So, like when you're picking what you, or wait, no, it's not Meowcenaries. It's the Argosy. I'm sorry. The Argosy is this has gives you dragon resistance, rapid morph, and stuff. It's a cool looking armor anyway. But the Argosy, when you select which items you want your buddies to look for, you'll also get other like extra items, and it'll tell you what those items will get you. Like if I want them to get null berries, it'll get me this item and this item or something. That's cute. This is basically what the female armor is for the Rathian weird scale skirt. I guess that means our Palico's female. But yeah, so that's one thing to think about. Like, you want to vary up what your Argosy is getting. This is kind of cool. This is like more traditional armor. I mean, like it's cool. It's just not my thing. And I think that's pretty much it for now. So we took down an old favor here. You can see that my hub progress, I waited. I wanted to beat Rathian on camera before I advanced, so you're welcome. But yeah, we tried out the gunner set. I might do the bow every so often, but I'm not very good with this weapon or the other guns for that matter, so it will be pretty sparingly, I think. But next time around, I'll probably be using another weapon I could stand to use a little more practice with. But that'll do for the moment. So thanks for watching. Hopefully didn't hate my you didn't hate my stuff, my gunnery too much. But for now, I'm throwing the white flag on that. I give up. I'll see you all next time.